Have you guys been trying the bronze pack method recently? It is a good way to make coins over the course of the year as long as you are consistently doing it. All you got to do is you go down to the 750 coin packs and you rip them. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to sell every single player. You can also do it another way where you club stock these players. And then over the course of the year, a lot of bronze cards will spike up in price because of like marquee matchups or league SBCs, etc. And if you end up getting a manager like France or Brazil, that's another good way to do it. Now, I don't like the bronze pack method because it takes forever. What I prefer is going out and just packing Francesco Totti in a preview pack. I think that is a much quicker trading method. You can make yourself maybe like 1.1 million coins. It only takes a couple of seconds. Now, there is one bad part about this trading method is it doesn't work every single time. And if you have to wait 24 hours to try again, then maybe watch the rest of today's video because I'm going to show you another way that you guys can make 1 million coins in FC26. Let's get started. What's the most important thing in FC26 Ultimate Team? It's coins. And where can you get the cheapest coins? At Loot Bar. It's the cheapest and it's the safest coin trading platform on the entire market. It's 10% cheaper than all the other platforms. And if you use my code Nitro, they're going to give you an extra 8%. And if that's not enough percent, they're going to give you 5% more coins than what you even paid for. Loot Bar has quick delivery within a half an hour. Big creators use it and it also has great reviews. Don't forget code Nitro at checkout. I know that I'm prepared. You guys should be prepared for this Sergio Busquets end of the era SBC, but I'm not sure the entire community really understands how much this Sergio Busquets is going to impact FC26 and the market, especially for center mids and center defensive mids. Everything's going to be coming down in price in that position. Cards like Reinders, Patrick Guerrero, De Jong, even Makelele, Yaya Toure are going to be coming down in price because of what we know with this Sergio Busquets SBC. And the leaks are getting out of hand because we not just know that Sergio Busquets is coming as an SBC. We don't just know that this card has 77 pace and every single other stat is 80 plus. We don't just know that it's got Tiki Taka plus, and we don't just know it's dropping today on Wednesday. We also know that it's got icon chemistry, which basically makes this the first icon SBC of the year. And it's also dropping on the exact same day that we should be getting a Max 87 Hero SBC. I put this little graphic together to kind of lay out what we're expecting over the course of this week. We're going to get a Max 87 Hero SBC, the same one we got last week, refreshed. You know that you need 85s, 86s, 87s, 88s to complete that SBC and an inform. But we're also going to get that Sergio Busquets on the same day. That's going to make those CDMs crash. It's also going to make Fodder go up in price. So even though it's supposed to cost less than 300K to complete Busquets, maybe Fodder rises enough to where it's over 300,000 coins. But the only supply that we're really getting until Friday is going to be from marquee matchups and from division rival rewards on Thursday. But I don't know if a lot of people are going to be actually opening those packs until Friday when we get the Scream promo. Now, understand that I just put the 3 leaked SBCs that we know about Scream on Friday and Saturday. We're probably going to get one of each on each day, and then the next one might come Sunday or Monday. We also got a leaked Benzema card coming to the game, but I believe it's going to be an objective and not an SBC. But as we look at it, we're also going to get that Pogba SBC sometime this week, and most likely Friday. We're also going to get a Phil Foden and a Fridolin Rolfo SBC this weekend, and on Sunday, we're guaranteed to get a new SBC, a Max 87 icon. Everything points towards one thing, and it's Fodder. Now, I actually went out and I bought some 88 rated cards. I haven't bought too many of them yet, but we got them for an average of about maybe 13,250 or 13.5 thousand coins. And the reason I like these is because they're kind of needed for that Max 87 base hero upgrade, but they're probably going to be needed a lot for the Sergio Busquets SBC, especially given the fact that we know that it's in the range of 300K. I would expect like maybe 87 and 88 rated squads. 88 might be pushing it, but 87 rated squads are very, very likely to be needed for Sergio Busquets' SBC. So I like the 88 cards at about 13,000 coins. But when we take a look at Fodder cards, the 87s might be even safer because every single Wednesday and Thursday they go up in price because of that hero SBC that has been dropping basically for like the last month now. If we take a look at Kevin De Bruyne for 10.5 thousand coins right now, we're probably going to see that he's risen every single Wednesday and Thursday. You can see that once that SBC drops, the cards, they rise in price. He went from about 8K all the way to 11,000.5 the first week, and then he went from 9,700 all the way to 11,600. And then last week, he didn't have as much of a rise last week, but when you combine both the Hero SBC and the Busquets on the same day, we could probably expect to see some sort of rise this week as well. And you got to consider people are saving packs for Ultimate Scream at the exact same time. So I think that 87s are probably the safest investment to go for. But if you want to really shoot for the moon, you could go higher rated like 88s, 89s. Even Rodri at 90 could be a shout. I just don't know how likely he's to be used in SBCs at this point. I don't know if that's going to be quite needed yet, but I like the 88s at less than, 14,000, 13.5 or less, really, 13.5 or less. Possibly even better than the gold fodder investments would be Team of the Week investments, and personally, I'm probably going to turn towards Team of the Week investing as well. You've got cards like Clara Buell at 24,000 coins, Bruno Guimaraes at 26K. There's perks to investing in either one of these. This card is cheaper. It's going out of packs today, so that's a good 87 rated card to go for. Bruno Guimaraes has been out of packs for a week, and the card is kind of usable in game, so you might be able to get some extra purchases if they have a shadow card and stuff like that. Either one is honestly a decent investment, but the next cheapest card of 87 or 88 rated is Rose Lavelle at 62,000 coins. I mean, that is insane. Nobody's going to be buying that as a fodder card anymore because they can just go out and get a Buell and then maybe buy a Rodri instead of an 88 rated gold card. They'll buy a Rodri and then they'll buy the Buell. It's a cheaper way to do it. I just don't see people spending that many coins to get the 88 Rose Lavelle like they were a little bit earlier in the year, but I could be wrong. But I do know that that's a decent price there at 24K. Now, if you look at the 85 and 86 rated cards, you're not going to see too many 85 rated cards. Riyad Mahrez is really the only one at about 14,000 coins, and then you're looking at 16K for the 86 rated. So I think that at 16K, 86 rated fodder is honestly still pretty good as well. I like 86 rated fodder, but you can see there's a lot more supply of the 86 rated fodder than the 87 rated fodder. And then 84s are also a decent shout because they're still usable in SBCs and much cheaper. You're looking at 12,000 coins for those. Honestly, take your pick. Personally, for me, I think those 86s and 87s might be a little bit more desirable for me, but the 84s could be just as good. And if there's just a blanket Team of the Week requirement, then pretty much all of the cards that are of the rating, that kind of helps. Even if it's an 87 rated squad, people might use 84 rated Team of the Weeks in that squad a little bit and just go with higher rated gold fodder cards. So that's something to consider, guys. Fodder cards are probably going to be on their way up this week. It's just an overwhelming amount of SBCs. Speaking of Team of the Week, we have the leaked Team of the Week. Even though these are predictions, it doesn't look like we're going to have 87 rated Team of the Weeks in this Team of the Week. It's pretty mid overall. Chawinga and Mateo do look good. So even if they are 87 rated, I don't see them being fodder cards competing for the demand that Buell is competing for with the fodder cards rising. I think these cards will be much more expensive if they do get an 87 rated card. And then Stiller is probably going to be fodder for 85s. And then you've got Sane and a couple other fodder cards for 84s. But realistically, it's a great week for fodder, especially those high rated, because there's not that much competition for Team of the Weeks that are going to be in packs for those higher rated fodder cards. Then you've got the leaked team for Ultimate Scream, and I've got a bone to pick with EA Sports on this one. Now, what we do know is the players and how these cards get upgraded now. And basically, the way these cards get upgraded is on November 5th, they're going to get a Rolls Plus in every position, and then in December, they're going to get a Rolls Plus Plus in every single one of their positions. That is not that good of an upgrade. That's just kind of a slap in the face to even call it Ultimate Scream. I genuinely just hate it, because what Ultimate Scream used to be, and what it truly is you upgrade these cards, a couple stats go to 99 rating for Halloween weekend alone, and then they come back down, and they're still upgraded cards, but just not as good as what they are during Halloween weekend. And then maybe during some other spooky times of the year, maybe full moons or whatever, they get upgraded at random times of the year. It causes these cards to be hyped up throughout the year without changing the power curve too much. But the way EA Sports are doing it this year, it's just another BS promo that looks like every single other one of them. Ultimate Scream was truly an opportunity for EA Sports to throw something fun into the game and they're not doing it. And I really, really dislike that. I think that there was so much opportunity with Ultimate Scream coming back into the game, but at this point, it's just a marketing strategy to get your nostalgia back into this game without actually releasing it how it used to be. And I don't see a downside to making these Ultimate Scream cards like they used to be. It doesn't change the power curve. It makes them super hyped up for a weekend, and it goes back to what they were beforehand. There's just no reason for it to be as dead as it is going to be in FC26. And personally, I cannot stand it. However, I digress. Rant over for now. I'm bringing that back up later. I'm not letting that go. But there is going to be an incredible way to make coins on these Scream cards, and it's going to be on Friday with Friday flipping. I think that the Friday flipping is going to be the best we've seen so far this year because of the supply we're going to get at content release. There's so many people that are going to be saving their packs from marquee matchups. They're saving their packs from division rivals. They're saving their packs even from Weekend League this weekend for this Ultimate Scream promo, and there's going to be so many people ripping packs that they've saved or from, the store because they're degenerates. They're going to be ripping packs, and it's going to have a lot of supply over the first 2 hours. But after that, the supply is going to dry up a little bit. The demand is going to be there, and there's going to be a lot of people buying up these cards that are coming out, and it's going to cause that first initial rise. There's going to be 2 opportunities to buy these coins. And what I mean by this on Friday flipping is that you want to buy these cards in 2 different windows of their low points and sell them at 2 different windows of their high points on the very first day. Take Yildiz, for example. This is a card that came out for Ratings Reload Team 2, which was honestly one of the worst teams to do Friday flipping with so far this year. And you look at this card, take a look at it. The card came out after about an hour, hit a low point of 588K, spiked up to over 720,000 coins. You buy and sell at decent times, you're making over 100,000 coin profit on that card. Then later in the night, got to a low point of about 400,000 coins. Then in the next morning, on Saturday morning, spiked back up to nearly 600,000 coins. Again, making probably over 100,000 coin profit on that flip. You buy that card once, you buy that card twice, you've made over 200K in just the first day. Now, that's going to happen probably to a more extreme extent with this team for Ultimate Scream because it's going to have so much more hype than Ratings Reload Team 2 did. And I think that the supply at the beginning is even going to be higher than Ratings Reload Team 2 because not very many people saved packs for Ratings Reload Team 2. People will save packs for this, so as long as you are timing it correctly, you're going to make a lot of coins. It's very high risk, and honestly, it's kind of an experience thing. The more you do it, the better you get at it, but there's no better time to start than this weekend with that trading method. Now let's talk about the meta market. What do you do with cards that you want to use in your team for Weekend League, for division rivals? What do you do with these tradable cards? Well, for me, I've been selling. I think Tuesday is a good day to sell cards. It's always been known as sell day for me. Even leading into Wednesday morning could be a great time to sell, but I just don't see this market going up during this weekend until we at least have the promo drop and we get a little bit into the promo. Maybe on Saturday we start to see the market recover a little bit, but the last couple weekends show us that it drops all throughout the weekend. So right now could be the best time to sell your cards to avoid disaster. You've got a combination of things. One is panic going into Ultimate Scream. People are going to sell their cards just because they're afraid of them dropping. 2, you're going to see people selling meta cards to afford SBCs. If people can't afford the 300K for a Sergio Busquets SBC, they might go out and sell a Selma Peruelo or a Marcos Llorente or any of their tradable cards to be able to afford the fodder cards for that SBC. Then, on top of that, the people that do the SBC, they don't have as much need for tradable cards because they have that untradeable card now. They have that hero card or that Busquets or that icon later in the week. And so the demand for the tradable cards goes down, but so does the buying power. They just don't have enough coins to spend on the tradable market anymore. So overall, the meta market should come down because of this promo and all the SBCs on the way. But even the cards that are out of packs, like Pickford, I've sold. Obviously, I invested in him for the Grealish SBC, and then the Grealish SBC was kind of bad. Like it was just not good value at all. And so it didn't help the Pickford go up in price. I sold right after the SBC came out, and that's what I get for not selling into the hype. He was like 26.5K before, and I was selling for like an average of 25K after. Could have made more coins, but at least we still made a few. And then the Totti I even got rid of. He might be a little safer because he's elite. He's in a different echelon. But even then, I just don't feel comfortable going into this promo with these tradable cards. But you take a look at just the graphs of these cards. We'll use Koundé as an example. And look at the ups and downs of this card. Every single week, pretty much starting on Wednesday, the card starts to drop a little bit. And especially during the weekend, the supply of FUT champs, the cards come down a lot. And then there was a really low point on Monday night, Tuesday morning, early Tuesday morning. And then you saw that card recover. But take a look at this. We got through the week again. We get to the weekend, and that card starts dropping heavily again, getting to that low point at the exact same time. So 2 weeks in a row, the early Tuesday morning was the time to buy. Like late Monday night, early Tuesday morning, late Monday night, early Tuesday morning, and then we see a recovery on the price both times. And so we're not going to probably see that change this weekend. I think the cards drop throughout the weekend. So the best time if you want to do these FUT Champs games is probably to buy on Sunday at a low point and then play all your games on Monday before this big drop happens on Tuesday every single week. But it's very, very risky. But I do think that buying on Sunday is probably safe enough to where you don't lose a lot of coins. And then as long as you're done by Monday, you're good to go and you will miss that big drop at the end of the weekend that we've been seeing the last couple of weekends. But even on Wednesday, I just don't feel safe. Even though the market's pretty stable between it hits a nice peak on Tuesday and then it actually starts to slightly rise even higher on Thursday. I just don't see it being safe enough to hold that this week because of the SBCs on the way. I just think the meta market's going to take a hit a little bit earlier, and that's my, that's my take on the market throughout this week. And hopefully, it helps you save some coins during what could be a little bit of a crash this weekend, just like we've been seeing the last couple of weekends. But that's it for today, guys. If you want more investments, guys, then check out the live FUT trading service hosted by FUT Peppy. He is the #1 trader in the game, and that is not a joke. He's literally been the #1 trader for 3 different iterations of Ultimate Team. And you can see by that phone there, he sends you trades on what to buy it for. And you can use this all throughout the Ultimate Screen promo because you can get in for 2 weeks for €5. And that's it. You could cancel before the €5 2 weeks is up, and you have it for the entirety of Ultimate Scream. It's an incredible deal. You guys can get involved using the link in the description. But that's it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.